Join me as I turn this into this, my DIY magazine silhouette craft. Hello craft friends, welcome to Social Crafts. I am Casey Lum with the baby girl due in a couple months. And today I'm going to show you how to make this super easy, super awesome magazine silhouette craft. So right now it's a time where we're needing to stay home a little bit more and maybe entertain the kids or maybe entertain yourself, and you need some activities to do. So right now I'm trying to do a whole series of things that you can do with or crafts you could do with things that are around your house. So right here is really just magazines and paper. I used cardstock. If you do have cardstock, obviously awesome if you can do that. But if you don't have cardstock on hand, you can also just use paper and magazines for this craft. If you've ever seen my videos before, you know that I love to show you them in fast forward first, just in case you're short on time. And then after, if you have time, stick around. I'll give you a full list of supplies and then also a slower tutorial to show you really how to break this down and how to do this. So isn't this so cute? I'm gonna put this in my baby girl's room, and I just really enjoyed doing this craft. So let's see it in fast forward first. So welcome back. If this is your first time here, I just love showing you how to do crafts that obviously one you can do on your own, but then two that you can do in a party setting. So like having a craft party, craft night, either for the kids or for you and your girls. That is what my crafts are centered around, but of course you can do them individually as well. And if this is your first time here, I put out a new video every Wednesday, so please consider supporting and subscribing below. You can ring the little bell icon, so you can subscribe below, ring the little bell icon, and then you will be notified anytime I post a new video. So it helps out tremendously, so please consider subscribing. So without further ado, let's show you what you need to do this craft. It's super easy, super simple, and things that you should have around the house. I put all the links to any materials down in the description below, but a lot of these things you'll have around the house as well. But if you need anything, you need to order anything, I put all the links in the description below. So first and foremost, the way I did this craft, as I will describe further along, is that I cut out the image and I put the magazines on this page, and then I cut out the image and then placed it on top and sandwich it together. If you don't have cardstock, you can just use a piece of paper and do the same. You can even draw an image on here. You don't have to use a printed image. This exact image is in the description below if you do want to print this one out. But feel free to use whatever image you have. If you're working with kids, you could do even just like a triangle. You can draw, you could draw a triangle. You could draw, a heart. But just know if you don't have cardstock, if you only have paper, there's a couple options that you can do. If you can't print out an image, you can draw a simple image. There's just multiple options you can do for this craft. So just know that. So you need that, cardstock or paper, and an image. Also optional is a paper cutter. I like to have a paper cutter just because when I cut the strips out, I like them straight. You don't need a paper cutter. You can simply use scissors. Totally fine as well. You do need some glue, so glue stick works great. Some magazine pages. Pick a magazine, whatever magazine you have. If you are doing the option of cutting out the image, I like to use an X-Acto knife and a cutting mat. So the X-Acto knife and the cutting mat, so you can just like cut around. You don't need the X-Acto knife and the cutting mat if you don't have one. If you want to order one, they're in the link below, in the description below. But those are just all the different options of things that you would need to do this craft. So I think that's about it. So without further ado, let me show you the tutorial on how to achieve this craft. Okay, so there are a few ways to modify this craft. I'm going to show you my favorite way to do it, which is to layer the magazine strips on here, cut my image out, and then place it on top so that it's a very clean outline of an image. I have these on cardstock. I printed my image on cardstock, and this image is in the description below if you do want this exact image. It's a PDF that you can print out. If you don't have cardstock, no worries. You can just print it out on a piece of paper that you have, and if you don't have a printer, you can even draw a outline of an image for you to work with. So don't feel like you have to print it out. Don't feel like it has to be on cardstock, but if you do have those things, feel free to use them. Then the second thing I'm going to show you is that if you don't want to cut out your image and then place it on top of your magazine strips, then you can also just use the image, do magazine strips, and cut around where the image ends. I think that's a little harder and not as clean. So I'm going to show you the way that I'm going to do it, and then I'll repeat the other options at the end again. So what we're going to do is we are going to start by cutting out our magazine strips here, okay? What I like to do is use a paper cutter because it just makes really clean lines. If you don't have a paper cutter, then you can use scissors. And especially if you're working with children too, they might just want to cut their own strips of magazines as well, and they don't have to be super straight, but I'm just gonna use a paper cutter because I love some good straight lines, you know? So let's put this to the side. Let's grab a few really pretty color that I really love this cover. And so let's just grab some color paper that you think would look good. All right, I'm laying them out to kind of see if it's the colors that I want for my image. I'm liking it. I'm liking the darks with the pinks. I'm gonna stack these up. Okay, so when you are cutting these, you want to cut them anywhere from like, I don't know, 1/4 inch to about a 1/2 inch. I'm kind of eyeballing it. I'm not really trying to make them perfect and perfectly the same. Magazine pages like to wiggle around quite a bit, so I just cut more than I need, and I just don't worry about them being all the same size because they can just be whatever size you want them to be, and it doesn't need to be perfect. Just cut more than you need, so then you have more to choose from than, which this is plenty. Like I said, you can do this with scissors, no problem. I'm just gonna end those there. Next, what I'm gonna do is cut out my image, and I'm using an X-Acto knife and a mat board, a cutting board, and I'm just gonna cut out my image here. Like I said, you can just also, if you wanna print the image, and just glue and then cut where, you know, the image is and do it that way and just have one piece, that's fine. But this is the way we're just gonna do it. So I have this on a tag board on a cardstock, and I am just going to cut around this image. So now with our plain piece of cardstock, I am just gonna mix these up so they're super random. And we're just gonna glue this area and start laying down magazine strips. I'm only gluing in the middle here because that's where the image is going to be. I'm going to cut off all the rest of the magazine strips. So I'm going to do about half the page. And I'm just going to start going to town and laying these out. So now we have our page, and now we can put our image on top of it. Oh my gosh, look how cute. Look how cute she is. Going to my little girl's room. Oh, it's so cute. So then we just glue this page on top. I'm gonna line up the sides here. Make sure everything's straight. Push that to there. Oh my gosh, so cute. I'm gonna put this in a frame. How you can let it dry so it dries flat is put it in between some books. So I put it in between some books to let it dry flat. And then I'm gonna put it in a frame and hang it up in my little girl's room. The thing about this, remember that if you don't wanna do it this way, if you just have an image and you wanna lay magazines, you just down on the image and then cut, you can also do that if you're working with small kids and that's the way they wanna do it too. You can also do an easier image than this and not so many round parts, so you could do like a star. You can do things that just make this craft a lot easier and more kid friendly if you want to do that. So I gave you a bunch of options on how to do this craft. Ultimately, it's stuff that you would probably have around the house, and that was my goal for this time in life where you don't have to go order too many things, and then you get to make this cool little craft. So look how cute. So cute. So I hope your craft turned out so amazing. If you did do this craft, any variation of it, please tag me. I always love seeing your crafts. You can tag me at Social Crafts. That's the @ at Social Crafts, or hashtag Social Crafts as well. And also, I just love being in touch with you further than just YouTube or this video. And so you can find me at Pinterest, Facebook and Instagram right here. Pinterest, Facebook, and Instagram, and you can get more craft ideas and be in touch even further with us. I just love being in touch with you further than just this video. And then of course, if you did like this video, please thumbs up it. It helps me out tremendously. And of course, subscribe. Please subscribe, helps support this channel. And you can subscribe here, ring the little notification bell so you get notified when I post videos. And I have so many great videos coming for you. So until next time, I will see you then.